I was the shy kid in the class. Like me get up on stage, no way, no way. So nobody knew I could sing, actually, until that night, except for my dear friend Lisa, who was really the reason and kind of the encourager to get me up on stage that night. And the other reason was because there was actually this really hot guy on stage playing guitar. So, bless his heart, I don't even know his name, but he got me on stage that night. And so, fast forward about 13 years later, and I was in Toronto. I moved from BC to Toronto, and I was in actually an Aboriginal healing lodge here in Toronto for women and children. 13 years later, 13 years of abuse, 13 years of really crappy relationships, 13 years of a pretty amazing, actually, musical career. Thanks to one of my friends, Sean, sitting right out there too, who, right there at that table, give her a hand, because she really helped me to step into this. So, 13 years, you know, a long time of really holding on to that grief, because I had no idea what to do with it. I had no healing, I didn't know I didn't even know that I was not happy, until I discovered that there was something more than what I had in my feelings. And so 13 years later, here I stood in a blanket, kind of like the one I'm wearing. That was a coincidence, but I love it, because it really was like this, except it was a big blanket, and it was something called the Star Blanket Healing Ceremony. And in this healing ceremony, I finally was able to let go of all of that grief that I had carried for all that time. And I kind of left out a part too, where really, just a few months after that moment, which really was my moment on stage that night, just a few short months later, my dad died of a heart attack. And so me, 17, right? And stepping into who I knew I was supposed to be, because I always knew I was going to be a singer, and knew that. But I was terrified to get on stage. So I had this healing ceremony. I thought it was amazing. It was just the most remarkable experience I had had up to that point in my life. 2 Navajo elders, one was dancing and singing around me, one was holding me in the blanket, and I let go of all that grief. And so I thought we were done, and I was thanking the elders. I turned to say thank you. That was really, really beautiful. And one of them turned to me and said, she said, "Here," and she handed me her drum. And I was a little concerned. I was a reggae singer, a hip-hop girl, and she was handing me this native frame drum, and very much like the one I'm going to pull out in a few minutes. And she said, "I want you to sing until you're done." And I kind of looked at her like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I have no idea what to sing with this thing, no idea." I didn't know any songs. I had heard, I knew that you could do that, and that was as far as it went. So I looked up again at her, and she was still waiting, patiently looking at me, like elders do, and you just know that you got to do that thing that they said to do. And so I did, you know. I got up, and I took the drum, and I sang until it was done, and I had, because I had no idea what to sing, I actually had to bring it off the top of my head. I had to do that. And what she said when I was finished was that I had just sang my spirit back to me. So very powerful, and I could feel it and hear it, and you'll hear what I'm talking about in a couple minutes, because what happened, a little secret about that, is that because I had that experience, I was actually gifted with that ability to help other people to do the same thing. And so when people hear my songs, when I sing until I'm done, when I'm just channeling, when I'm just bringing what I like to call birthing a new song, people get all kinds of experiences like physical healing. Sheila Rogers from CBC, she got her bursitis instantly healed when I was on stage for the Canadian Folk Music Awards a couple of years ago. And a lot of stories like that, where people will come up to me and say, "Oh, I had a vision. Is that really normal that I had this vision?" And I'll say, yes, that happens all the time, actually. Because what I'm doing is helping you connect to your spirit. Connect to who you really are, so that you can be that in a more full way. So that's what I'm going to share with you And I invite you to let yourself really go deep with it and let yourself connect, because miracles can happen. Anything can happen when I do these songs. And so my intention, my only intention while I sing this, is that it be for the highest good of all life everywhere. All right. So let yourself breathe into your belly and drop your shoulders. Drop those shoulders down and drop into your body and let yourself be present. Okay. If you want, close your eyes. If you want, keep them open. Totally up to you. And I'm just going to drum and sing until I'm done. And don't worry, Michelle, I'll be done before the evening is over. I will be closing my eyes, and that's not because I'm shutting you out, it's because I'm including every single person in this room, and who will come in later too. So just as my little takeaway for the night, you know, who isn't thinking about 12/21/12, winter solstice, the end of the world, or whatever you want to call it? Kind of top of mind lately for a lot of people, right? Because we don't know. We really just don't know what's going to happen. And science doesn't know, although they do know some things. And here's the thing. What this is really all about, is just being who you are. That's what this really is all about. And you're being invited, we all are being invited to go within for the answers that we're looking for. Instead of always seeking out and always getting confused by inbox overwhelm, like how many inbox gurus do you have, right? It's time to go within for those answers and to connect with community like you're doing right now in this way. And the secret is that really we are the ones that are going to make the difference. And that's why nobody knows what will happen, because it actually depends on every one of you. Every one of you. And the more awake and the more in tune you are with who you really are, the joy that you can find in yourself, the things, the passion that you have, right? The things that you really love to do. And get in touch by doing things like that, coloring, singing, dancing, just being who you are, being free to do that. That's really what we're moving into. And that's what's coming next. That's really what's coming next. There is no chance at all that this planet will be gone after that day. No chance. Because we are all part of this, and we've already reached the tipping point that we needed to create, to co-create the new world, whatever that will look like. So it's all up to you guys. No pressure. So thank you for having me, Michelle, and enjoy your fantastic evening here. Thank you.